What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to the game department. Today we are taking on another episode of the Bathurst challenge. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for giving me a suggestion, leaving a comment down below with a car you'd want to see next. I have a huge list of things to get through and I can't wait to see what sort of times these cars can do. But today's suggestion is from Mr. Wolf Sim Racing 86. Thank you so much for suggesting a Nascar. There are so many different mods of Nascar to choose from. Now, the one that I landed on was a 2017 Chevy SS Nascar. Now, I don't really know that much about Nascar, so this is going to be a learning experience to say the least. So here we are in Assetto Corsa in the 2017 Chevy SS, and you can already tell by the sounds of it, this car is an absolute menace on the racetrack. Now, I have no experience with this sort of car. I have no idea what the car can actually do, and I think the best thing we can do is jump straight in, see what it's like around the track, and see how it handles some of these corners and how it takes off, and just jump straight into these hot laps. Alrighty, here we go in the car. Sounds absolutely terrifying, so I reckon we just jump straight ahead, see what it's like to take off. Oh, it's got a lot of grunt there, but I'm sure you can probably hear that just at idle. Already up to third. My God, 200 kilometers already. Drop it down to second. Oof, oh my God. Bloody very loose. Jesus, this is going to be an interesting time trying to get this down the mountain. Oh God, it is so touchy. It is so touchy. The minute you put your foot down just slightly, the whole rear end just disappears from you. Okay, let's get it down to second. Oh my God. Jesus. Okay. This is going to be an experience. I don't know what kind of experience, but it will be an experience. I can already tell that this is going to be a very bloody difficult car to get around this track because I'm a smooth brain and it's going to take me a while to get used to it. I'll be back in a minute. We're going to jump into our fastest lap and just see what sort of time we can get this Nascar around Bathurst. So here we go, crossing the start-finish line in the 2017 Chevy SS, and just look at it. It looks freaking gorgeous. Now we're going to hold into the first corner, try and keep as close we can to the inside curve and feed it out without losing the rear end like we did just there. It was so difficult to not lose the rear of this car because it has so much freaking power and it feels like the whole rear of the car has ice skates on. Now holding it down on a straight is very simple because it does have a lot of top-line speed, but this was the 10th lap. Now I'll show you why that's important at the very end, but this is what we had to use. Feeding in it up the mountain now, trying to go as far wide as we can without losing traction again. Coming onto the inside wall now, ready to start going through the cutting. Lifting off, dropping down into second to try and keep as much traction as we possibly can. Now coming through some of these tight corners and going up and both down the mountain, you did have to sort of left off the throttle and let it roll in a lot of these situations, because as soon as you start applying throttle whilst in one of these corners, the whole rear of the car just slides out. And look at it, looks absolutely gorgeous. Starting to go through the top of the mountain now, and it just looks so damn quick and sounds amazing. Feeding it out to the wall there and trying not to make contact like I did so many freaking times before this. Now again, as I said, lifting off, trying to be nice and smooth with it, coming underneath the 7 News banner now to start going down the S's and into the dipper. And this is what I mean. You have to lift off the throttle completely on the brakes the whole way, trying to drop down and keep it as straight as we can. Not a single touch on the throttle until we leave this apex here, and now we can start applying some force and getting back up to speed. But again, have to lift off very quickly leading into Forest Elbow, otherwise we are going to lose it again. Coming down Forest Elbow now, dropping down gears. Now we're going to start really putting some power down and see how quick we can actually get this car. Like I said at the start, this car is so quick in a straight line, but it's where it loses in the corner speed. And as look at it just take off towards the chase. Coming up over the crest now, absolutely booking it. Sparks flying out the rear of the car as soon as it hits the ground from all that downforce and speed. Speed trap of 305 kilometers an hour, absolutely booking it. Starting to slow down as much as we can for the chase. And not all lost the track, just a little bit lost the rear. Like I said, to get this car slowed and keep the traction in the rear is such a difficult task. Coming underneath the Liquid Moly sign now, leading into the last corner of the track. Trying to break at the 100-meter board, get down to second, hold it in to the inside line, trying to really not feed it too wide into the wall, and absolutely booking it at the end straight into the barrier. And this is the lap we count because it is the last lap to use. So there you go, there is the fastest lap in the 2017 Nascar. Now I have to say that was literally the hardest car I've had to take around this bloody track. Not the V8s, nothing else we've tried so far. That literally takes the cake. I was about ready to cancel this entire series because of that one car. What an absolute nightmare. In saying that, the car did get a 2-minute 27.3 lap, which is not a freaking bad lap at all. That actually puts it third up on our leaderboard. And not only does it take the third fastest lap, but it does take the fastest speed in the speed trap. So with the Nascar being third, it sits right underneath the V8 supercar, which is really, really surprising because they are very, very similar in body shape. However, the V8 supercar must have a much better aerodynamic force for going around these corners, because to take this Nascar around the corners at the top of the mountain and coming down the mountain was an absolute heartache, whereas the V8 supercar made it a lot easier in those transitions. But nonetheless, third place, not a bloody bad spot to be sitting. Now, like I said at the start, I have a huge list of cars to get through this series, and I cannot wait to see what these other cars can do. Thank you again for all of your suggestions for the cars that are going to be coming up. I appreciate the hell out of every single one of you. If you do have another car that you want to see go around this track, leave me a comment below. If there's a mod for it, we'll do it. It's pretty straightforward. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe. I post new videos every week. You don't want to miss them. If you want to come and hang out with us on stream, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at twitch.tv/The Game Department. Come let us know you found this video. I'd love to meet you. If you want to join us on any of our other social media, I will leave links to everything in the description below, as well as our Discord community. We have a great bunch of people there. We would love to have you as part of the team. Other than that, I'm going to leave you guys to it. I hope you had a good morning. I hope you have a good night. Bye.